Kia ora koutou. My name is Ruth Robertson and I'm an organisational psychology specialist based at Canterbury District Health Board. So the following video, which is going to be about our leader check-in, was something that we created over the COVID period to support our leaders across our healthcare system, to support their teams going through periods of pressure and uncertainty. We hope that you find it useful. I'm here today to talk about how important it is for us to continue to check in on ourselves and on each other while we're going through challenging times. The tool that we've created here is all about how we can grow our team's wellbeing by conducting a team check-in. So I'm going to walk you through this process over the next few minutes. So a team check-in is essentially an opportunity to ask how our people are getting on, what support they need, but also what's already working and how they can build on and strengthen in those areas. The first part of the team check-in is the G in growing, and that stands for a general wellbeing inquiry. And this is an opportunity to ask the team how they're doing and inviting them just to name or express any emotions that they might be feeling. It's important at this point to validate that all emotions are okay and that feelings of anxiety or sadness or worry or concern are entirely normal, and the whole spectrum of emotions can sometimes be experienced during these times. Some people also experience really elevated emotions during these sorts of periods because they find it very energizing and exciting to be involved in a crisis. So important to ask questions such as, how are you doing? What's happening for you? What's a phrase or a metaphor that might be coming up for you at the moment that describes how things are for you in your world? It's also really helpful at this point in the process just to ask them, what are some things that are helping you at the moment? The next part is the R in growing, and that's about reviewing our successes. So these appreciative questions are a great opportunity to dig in and mind for the things that are going really well. These could be things that have happened in the last 24 hours, the last week, or the last few months. And they could be anything from a very small action that someone took to make a difference, right through to some major obstacles or milestones that they overcame. Nothing's too small or too big. It's really important to honour all forms of success. It's also an opportunity to learn from those successes and actually invite people to think, what can we glean from this? And how can we learn from this? And how can we actually create more opportunities for more of the same to happen? The next part is the O in growing, which is opportunity for a shout out. This presents the leader who's running the check-in to invite their team to actually start to acknowledge their colleagues, acknowledge someone in the team, to praise them for some great work or an attitude that they've brought to a situation, or efforts that they've made towards really challenging contexts. It's really important to be specific, so describe specifically what they did, or what you heard them say or witnessed them do. Describe the impact that that's had and invite them to do more of the same, and look at different ways we can amplify or grow some of those behaviours across the team. The next part of the process is the W, and this is about sharing wellbeing and resilience tips. Here's an opportunity for the leader to invite their team to start sharing different tools or behaviours that they're deploying at the moment to be well and to stay well. What are the ways that they're taking care of themselves? How are they demonstrating resilient behaviours? So examples could include connection with others, strengthening their relationships, leaning into their friends and their whānau and their family. It could be about mindfulness practices. It could be about taking breaks in nature, going for walks, getting fresh air. It could also be about the cognitive stuff. So choosing to let go of things that they can't control, reframing setbacks, putting a more positive lens on a challenging situation, and seeing some of the challenges that they're experiencing as opportunities for growth and learning, as opposed to things that drain them and deplete them. The I in the growing model is an invitation to give and receive support. We know that people who be well and stay well are very comfortable with reaching out to others when they're in struggle or they would like some extra help. And they're also really comfortable and enjoy offering that support as well. So a key wellbeing practice is to know when to reach out and ask for support from others. So it's an opportunity to request support. You know, this is where I need help from others right now, that these are some skills or a sounding board I could do with. Or it could be about offering support. How would you most like to be used by your colleagues? How would you most like to be of service? And it could be specific things that you love doing, core strengths that you bring to the team that are unique. How would you like to be called upon? What's the best way that others can lean on you or use you at this point in time? The next part of the model is the N, which is naming moments of meaning. And we know that people who be well and stay well and practice resilient behaviours are able to recall micro moments of meaning in their day. Something that happened to you that made them feel really connected to their overall purpose, why they choose the work that they do, or a moment where they felt they were truly aligned and living into their core values. So sharing those micro moments of meaning is a really critical and really energizing experience. The G in the model is gratitude in practice. And this is about reminding people that acknowledging the things that we're grateful for and thankful for is a really important thing to do to increase our well-being. We know that when we feel grateful, it's a positive emotion. And we know that people who experience more positive emotions tend to flourish during times of adversity. So this is an opportunity to invite your colleagues to share one thing at this point in time that they are particularly grateful or thankful for. And even asking them what else is making you feel a deep sense of gratitude at this point in time. So that is the Growing Our Teams model, a really useful leadership check-in tool that you can use with your teams and indeed with your peers or groups that come together to do work across these really complex healthcare systems that we operate within.